think so. My this passion to speak publicly, to talk about it, building online community, networking with others helps me to get this purpose.
That's wonderful to hear. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. What advice would you give to young individuals, particularly girls and young women, who aspire to challenge societal norms and pursue their passions beyond traditional roles within Hindu communities?
Sorry, can you repeat it because your voice had a glitch?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, what advice would you give to young individuals, particularly girls, who aspire to challenge societal norms and pursue their passions beyond traditional roles within Hindu communities?
I would really encourage those girls who wants to come up, because to them one of the very good advice is be confident. Trust yourself, because nowadays confidence and trusting yourself, losing trust on oneself is one of the very basic problems that girls come across. Do not get fear about. Just come with your trust. Be confident. Learn things. Learn relevant knowledge. Learn the things which matters to you, and do like give an insight, valuable insight to what is currently going on and where you need to stand on.
Thank you for such an insightful answer. How can we as a society support and uplift individuals who are actively working towards breaking gender stereotypes and promoting gender equality within Hindu communities?
Okay, so as one of the very basic issue I want to discuss about is the lack of support. Like we don't get community support, we don't get support from our parents, or somehow we don't get community support in a way that we are not economically empowered or we don't have enough knowledge. So one of the very basic thing is support. That support system, either your family, either your sibling, either your society, that can help you.
Absolutely. It's not like when we talk about society and community, we're all a big family, right? At the end of the day, there's not much difference between you, between me. So we should all support each other, make sure that we're empowering each other to live a wonderfully fulfilled life, because we only are on this world once and we should enjoy and do something productive. So, what role do you envision technology and digital platforms playing in advancing the cause of gender equality and breaking stereotypes, particularly within like not within conservative cultural contexts?
Okay, if we talk about technology, the recent technological era has played a wonderful role. Like the world is digitalized, we are globalized. Now, if you talk about anything, it goes globally. If you take on any issue on the social media platform, it amplifies its voice, it amplifies words, and it goes on, it viral. So this is how I feel that technology give us access to educate ourselves rightly. What is our rights? How to implement those rights, amplifying our voices on that what is being wrong within society, where we need to stand. Because in if we talk about religiously, if we talk about culturally, if we talk about any aspect, girls education is very important. So why not let's the raise voice, amplifying our voice on social media platforms regarding the girls education, breaking the gender stereotype taboos, why girls cannot do the job, why girls cannot ride the bike. So this is how I feel that technology is playing a very good role these days.
Absolutely. And the great thing about social media is that anybody can have a platform, anybody can advocate, and anybody can be educated about a variety of topics. So we should be making sure that women, young women, especially in Sindh, have access to this plethora of incredible knowledge out there, especially in like physiotherapy, which is a very important thing. As we age, our body changes, and your posture goes like this, and then you're like, oh, I have to stand up straight now. You have to remember to do that. When you're a kid, it's natural, right? I don't know. That's only me, but yeah, I understand. It's so important. Yes.
Exactly.
So, what actionable steps can young girls take to challenge gender roles and pursue their passions within the Hindu communities?
So if I talk about my journey and I relate it what actionable step, first think on what you want to change within you, because when you do not indulge yourself within that change, you cannot be possible, or it cannot be possible to take on. So I would like them to recommend them, just create a role model, just example, create example for yourself. Or if you consider someone as your role model, bring them as your mentor, learn from them, unlearn from them, and then implement them.
Absolutely. Speaking of mentors, who would you, so for me, my mother, my grandmother are wonderful mentors for me. Who's somebody you consider a mentor for yourself?
So if I talk about mentorship or something, I feel that every next person sitting to me or talking to me like you today and anyone is my mentor, because they have taught a single word to me. That means they are my tutor.
Absolutely. I think there's a story about that where the end goal, like the moral of the tale, is that we should always be learning from each other, absorbing the good, dismissing the bad, right? Like Lord Ganesha, he listens in one ear, takes whatever's needed, lets everything else go. Everybody has this something similar. We just
Exactly.
have to learn what's so important for us. Looking ahead, what do you see as the most pressing issues or areas of focus in the ongoing journey towards gender equality within the Hindu community?
Okay, if I talk about the current ongoing problems that we are facing right now, I should be very open and very honest, very true with you, is forced conversion. Like forced conversion are basically seen within Hindu community, most probably. Like I'm not claiming that, condemning that, but still, most probably, forced conversion are seen in within Hindu community. And the second most important thing is why forced conversion is seen only in girls. Why not a boy? Like why majority at the majority rate? Only why targeting a gender like a woman, a female gender?
I wish I had a good answer for that, but unfortunately, we just don't have answers, right? There's not really an understanding of the cause, there's not really an understanding of the answers. But what we can do is make sure that women feel empowered to ask for help, to live, like, know that their lives can be productive and they can have, they could be fine at the end of the day and everything's going to be
So for
okay.
that,
Mhm.
I feel that education is one of the very important thing, one of the very basic right. So I think so education campaign, educational awareness, community awareness, community trainings can help to like rebuild this concept, but for that we have to struggle and it will take time.
Absolutely. And at the end, when we struggle so much, the result is so beautiful, right?
Exactly.
We can have such a beautiful, fulfilled community. So that's what we're working for, right? So it's just making sure that everybody can has a platform for education and for a fulfilled life at the end of the day. Because the goal of education is to learn, which seems very like simple, but that's what we have to do. We should not be um, static, right? We should be dynamic, we should be learning, and if we are not in a position where we want to learn, maybe we need to relax a little bit, and that should also be a productive thing. So, how can young girls cultivate resilience and confidence in navigating spaces that may not initially welcome them or their aspirations or ambitions?
So if I talk about, the girl need to be very resilient, the girl need to be very confident, the girl need to have a consistency in her idea, because the society is not welcoming. Society do not want you to grow, but when you just accept yourself that you want to grow, the world will help you to grow. So you need to be very consistent, you need to be resilient. You just think of one thing, just make your goals, set your goal and go for it. No matters how people are just creating or trolling on you or anything, if you know you are doing something positive and that will lead to a positive impact, then go for it.
Absolutely. Like you and your physiotherapy, making sure that you're blogging and everything, recording. your efforts, recording what you're learning. That is so important for the future because there's somebody out there who's inspired by you, right? And making sure that it's available in all forms of languages everywhere. That is so important. So good for you, like very good job for doing that. And also healthcare is a field where um, we always need more people. We always need somebody who's passionate about helping out our fellow human beings. So that's a very important field to be involved in. Could you share any personal anecdotes or stories that exemplify the power of perseverance and determination in breaking through gender barriers?
So, as far as the anecdote or a story, I would say that I wanted to bring a change within my community, within my family, that girls should be allowed to travel alone. Like before that, the circumstances, or you can call it the societal situation, was not that to allow a girl to spend a time alone or to travel alone in nights as well. So I wanted to bring that change. I struggled for that. I asked people, I debated, I argued. I just claimed that why a boy is allowed, why not me? I just let them to trust on me. Like building a trust on parents and is one of the very important thing. If you do not build trust to your parents, how will they be confident on you that she can face any challenge within her own and she can fight for it? So I think so this is one of the very good anecdote that I fighted with my parents. I argued that why I am not, let me allow, because I trust myself that I can fight, I can like challenge, I can, like I cannot run with the situation. I will face the situation and will face it very effectively. So this is how I feel that this is one of the very good example. Just let your parents to be trusted and let your parents to allow you once you rebuild the trust.
Absolutely. We should trust women, and we should also make sure that they trust them. Like when we trust women to be able to take care of themselves, they themselves will trust themselves
Yes.
and they will be able to progress productively. And you can have a wide variety of interests, right? That's the most important thing is that you don't want to focus on only one thing. You want to focus, you want to have multiple areas of interest. We, once again, we only are in this world once. And we want to make sure that we're the most productive while we're here and, enjoying our time and making sure that we are also positively contributing to society. In your experience, what support systems or resources have been the most beneficial for girls seeking to defy societal norms and pursue their goals?
So if you talk about the books especially, so I think so the recommended textual books or literature books or history books, these all books gives you a not a direct direction but an indirect direction. Like the role model, if you talk about the Florence Nightingale, she was a woman. Example in the books I have been motivating throughout that you can be a nurse, you go in the nursing field, the girls can do a better thing. So how the single lady played an important role and had created a positive impact within the whole society. So this is how the textual books and the examples within text also motivates us.
Absolutely. And at the end of the day, we, just as human beings, we want to work. We want to do any type of task, right? So if you're creating barriers, we're going to overcome it. But at the same time, if those barriers don't exist, more work can be done, more productivity can be achieved, right? So, like, if Florence Nightingale did not have those barriers to becoming a woman nurse, maybe she would have been like the coolest nurse ever or something even greater, like maybe a
So
professor. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
if you talk about the barriers, the who built that barriers? First of all, we need to just think on the barriers are within our mind. The barriers are by the people. It is by our society. Who makes society? We people, na? So to think on, to rethink on those barriers, we need to fight for it. We need to be very resilient again. We need to be very consistent with our goals. So this is how I think so even one can fight with the barriers and can bring a positive change too. Am I right?
Yes, absolutely. Also, like if you think about it, you know, everything can be a resource. Your teachers, your parents, what you read about, like the spaces you participate in, maybe your local library, wherever we go to learn. That's every While every experience should be a learning experience, we should also be looking for support as well within our community, whether it's, whether it's like local or a bit more remote, such as abroad. We should always be looking at resources for that. Um, how can young girls balance honoring their cultural heritage while also while also challenging restrictive gender roles that might be embedded within it?
Okay, so if you talk about that, how to preserve the cultural like heritage, so I think so. Like if you go in any of the conference, if you go anywhere in the event, it is not about getting modernized, wearing an outfit that is so classy. You can be in a cultural outfit too. You can wear a sari too. You can wear a traditional costume too. Like you can, if boys are there, they can wear a dhoti pajama, kurta pajama, or dhoti as well. So, like, preserving culture does not mean that you are just bounding yourself. Preserving culture is a way different. Like, girls can do that. Do not open yourself up that being classy, being looking so smart is not. Just be in your cultural attire. Sometimes this cultural attire gives you an efficient way to represent yourself, to portray your personality in front of others, and to be confident on what you are motivating to.
Hi, Karen. Give me a second. I'm going to start recording the session again, if that's okay. Wonderful. So, can you please repeat your answer about what are uh, how girls can basically respect their culture, but also challenge whatever restrictive roles are within the culture, if that's okay with you.
Okay, so I was talking about that cultural preservance or cultural heritage preservance is so important. Like, do not go with the being so classy or being so good looking. You just do not wear or follow your customs or follow your cultural attire. Like wearing a sari sometimes gives you a bold personality to portray yourself in front of people, to convey your message. Might be your message is to promote interfaith harmony. And if you are going somewhere in the conference, in a seminar, or a workshop, so conveying a message to interfaith dialogue, you must like carry your attire, and this gives you a confidence within yourself to promote the message as well.
That is a very well thought out answer. What are some practical ways in which young girls can actively participate in promoting gender equality and inclusivity within their communities?
There are many practical ways. First of all, if you talk about like going within community, working within community for the community is one of the very practical things. Like boys just do the drives. If I say ration drive, we get any water drive, or we can say any like donation drive. Right? No, do not girls go door to door telling their community that what positive impact we want to bring within our society. Just donate us, just come with us, serve this purpose with us. So in this way, I think so. This is one of the very basic thing, to be shoulder to shoulder with boys, going within all the circumstances and the situations, and learning with them, and going and let society know that girl is not also behind within any text.
Absolutely. Girls should be going, like, whenever there's an event or something. I think it's like quite natural that we want to protect our loved ones, we want to make sure that they're safe, but girls are just as capable as boys of doing great things, and also doing maybe not like as considered as important, like, well, it's important, but also going out and collecting money or like helping out with getting water, or helping with donations, collecting donations and all. It's important that we as women participate in our communities, and also do have somewhat like something of a cause to advocate for. Because if we're not allowed to do it, we're going to just keep resisting and fighting back. Well, not fighting back, but we're going to want to be part. So we're going to keep advocating for ourselves, right? Even if they say, no, we can't, you cannot do it, we will make sure that we do it at the end of the day. So, as a multifaceted individual engaged in various pursuits, what advice do you have for girls interested in exploring diverse talents and interests?
So I want that pursue your talent, pursue your personal interest, find your interest first. Like no, it is like restricted that only boys can do like a hotel management job, or a boy can be a chef. Why cannot girl be a good cook or a good chef? Why girl cannot be a good manager? So I find that if you find your personal interest within thing, just carry that field, carry that career within you with you. So it will help you to lead the society, to be a good leader for the people who are following you for the next 3 or 4 generations. Like if I am doing something, the people living in my area will be following me for the next years. So just do something important that creates a positive impact within society. For that, choose your interest that you feel that you are confident to build the society in a positive way, or to relearn the aspects of society.
Absolutely. Girls can also be in management positions. Girls can also take charge. Girls can also delegate tasks. We have the ability to do that, but we just aren't given the opportunity. But when we are given the opportunity, we tend to do well as well because we've already faced that resistance coming into it. So, how can girls leverage education as a tool for empowerment and breaking down barriers within Hindu communities?
Can you please rephrase your question because there was a
Oh,
glitch at your end?
of course, sorry. How can girls leverage education as a tool for empowerment and breaking down barriers within Hindu communities?
So, as I told you, one of the very basic thing is education. You think education is a gemstone. If you do not have a jewelry to be educated, you do not have access to right information, you do not have access to economic empowerment, you do not have access to any luxury to live within life. Like if you are educated, you are allowed to just get on yourself that what is right, what is wrong, how I can be good, where to be good, which platforms can help me to just serve my purpose, which platforms are good for me to motivate others. Like in this way, how to be a good leader, because education teach you the hierarchy of a good leadership as well.
Absolutely. That's very important. Some people are natural leaders. Some people, they can take charge, they take control, and you're just like, yes, I will follow you. You are correct. Other people, they have to develop that skill. And it is so important that even though somebody may not seem like a natural leader, maybe they have that quality, but it was never allowed to shine because they just never were given that opportunity to be a leader and to take charge. And it's important to have people working, like especially children, have them work in groups, understand the group dynamic. Yes, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, so I feel that education is a passport to your leverages, whatever you want to enjoy, whatever you want to do. Just know yourself it is right to do. So education is passport to everything you get access on.
Absolutely. And there's no age limit, right? A Dadima can also be a leader. A Dadima can also be somebody who says, you know what, today I want to learn physiotherapy. I want to be a physiotherapist, or I want to be a manager, or I want to be a teacher, right? There should never be an age limit on education, as well as a gender limit, right? So women, regardless of age, regardless of confidence, should be able to say, I want to be educated. Right. So, what message would you like to convey to young girls who may feel discouraged or unsure about their abilities to affect change and challenge stereotypes within their communities?
So the message I want to deliver, there are certain messages actually, not a message again. First of all, girl need to be confident. If she is confident, confident, she's confident enough to trust herself that she has ability, she can do anything in the society. She can just rephrase her structure within this family, within the society. So first, very most important message is be confident. The second most important thing is, being a girl, just think on what things you can do effectively, and then just carry it. Do not fear about that, or do not be scared. Like most of the girls most of the time are scared about things, like if I do this, if I take this action, what society will think about, log kya kahenge. Most commonly in Urdu we call log kya kahenge, like what people will say. Do not think about people, because you are living for yourself, for your family, for your siblings, not for the people. Just first, you need to rethink on. And for that, I would surely say that be confident, be preservative, be consistent, be resilient, and most important thing, trust yourself. If you trust yourself, you should be confident then. You can take any decision, you can work on anything. No matter if there is a boy who can pay the bills, you are the girl, you can earn more than a boy, you can also pay the bills. If a boy can unburden the shoulder of a father, a girl can also unburden the shoulder of the father. Being anything, like if I am a freelancer, I contribute to my family's expenses, then I can help even my father to be unburdened with his expenses and all that burden. So just think on that, how you can contribute effectively to your family, to yourself, and just be confident. And that is the message.
Absolutely. Confidence is so important because everybody at any point in life, they might be the only person advocating for themselves, right? Like the person you have to be the most comfortable with is yourself. You have to know yourself, you have to know your mission, and you have to be comfortable with that. It takes time. Knows well, there are some very special kids, right, who are just they know what they just got this gift and they know what they're going to do and they're perfect, right? But most of like the rest of us mortals, we have to work hard. We have to be aware of ourselves and we have to be aware that we have the capability to go further. And it's very true for women, especially because we are told that we have a certain position, but we can also be great thing. We can be great. And if we look at the next generation, they will benefit if women are educated. Women education is just a net benefit for everybody.
So I might quote here that if you educate a woman, you educate your whole generation. So this is how, like, I feel. So as I second you that we are the kids who are hardworking. Like we are not learned or innate with all the things. Like we are good leaders by birth. No, but with the very consistent way, with the very directional way, or learning everything with the education, you can do it. Nothing is impossible. Even the word itself say, I am possible. So why? Girl can do it. It is possible. Make yourself to learn this and to recall this. Everything is possible because I am possible. It's not impossible. I am possible.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's no such thing as impossible. So we have finished the prepared questions for today. Uh, uh, would you like to just talk a bit more about maybe another personal anecdote about what it's like to be, what it's like to live in Dharpakar and be a practice and be a student? Would you like to talk about that?
Okay, as we have finished, but I want to re-quote here, quote something about Thapakar. Thapakar is very like a very deserted area of Pakistan, but it is full of culture, enriched with Sufism. Like there is interfaith harmony, peace, and everything. People living there is like living in a society which is peaceful. Like people enjoy Holi, people enjoy Eid, people enjoy Easter as well. It's like it is a mix, culturally enriched. And I would surely recommend you all, if you make a visit to Tapaka, just do let me know. We'll surely let you to enjoy that and to have that feel that how it is culturally enriched, hospitality of the people. And a part of that, I as a freelancer also promote that. I talk on languages because in Tapaka we speak Dhatki, Hari, we speak Marwari. So we speak sometimes Hindi as well. So this is the diversity, like diversity within 2 kilometers you will find like community and all that. So I must recommend you all to make a visit. And if you visit, do let us know, and we will surely make sure that you have a wonderful hospitality and you enjoy this.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Karen. So that was a very good concluding statement, but if you do have like a final message that you would like to leave us with, now is the best time.
So my message is the work you are doing with your platform is so wonderful, and we need it. We need it on globally level. Like we need it. We need to get affiliated with all the world countries to work on, to rethink on. Like might be with your experience, Bina, I can do better, or like with your learnings I can get some experience to just implement within my country, to implement within my community or within my society. So just carry on this like platform, carry on this work. Might be this can make a huge impact, a positive impact within society. So kudos and a really good part, good job.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Kieran, for joining us. I want to go to Darburger. I definitely want to try the food. I love food. Get all the good clothes, get all the good discounts on clothes, and
do
also just
do connect me, do connect me, surely I'll guide you with everything. Do connect me on it.
also visit all the natural beauty spots. I'm not sure, I'm not sure if I can go in this year, but we will definitely see if I can be there in this
Yes,
year.
you can go. Do not worry. Just let me know. Just inbox me. I'll sure make sure.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So with this, we are going to be concluding our meeting. Please do visit the Hindu Sindh Foundation, um, hindusindhfoundation.org. You can get connected with us. We do appreciate donations because that helps us drive this mission of empowering women and also empowering just humanity in general. With that, we will be concluding the meeting. Thank you guys for attending. I hope you learned something interesting. Thank you, Dr. Kira.
Thank you.
Everybody can, so everybody, I hope a lot of questions were answered, a lot of interest was perked. So that will basically be it. Thank you so much.